All right, it's another moment. Yes, on our Global Talent series featuring global talents around the world, we have a special, seasoned. That's the word, seasoned. So she's 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 here in the right season for our audience and for the world. So yes, it goes by introduction. She's a seasoned developer. Oh, yes. It's not that person, but our own. This one is if you're from Africa, Nigeria, Igbo. When I was discussing with her, she said she's Igbo precisely. She's no other person but Uloma Okenyi, global talents, global.
Miracle coming down.
let me do small gossip. You know, the first day I met you, I told my wife that this person is, I don't understand though. This person is gifted. You to be very honest, I've met hosts in events, right?
Okay.
But you left a very lasting impression in my heart and in my life. So if you are talking about a good host for events, she is, apart from software development, she is your go-to person. Yeah, I can recommend her anytime. I'm planning that to, it's just that you're very expensive. We need that money to get you. So you are good in terms of hosting. So Uloma is my own discovery. She's a good host, a seasoned software developer. For those of us that want to know her, in Microsoft technologies, a strong track record of delivering scalable and maintainable solutions that drive growth and performance. She's the founder of Vision Bling, where she empowers young people to transition into tech through mentorship, guidance, and community support. And as a recognized UK Global Talent recipient, the reason why we are here, her story, she remains committed to high impact innovation, mentorship, and cross-disciplinary collaboration. She's very passionate about shaping the next generation of tech talents and creating opportunities that inspires long-term success. Oh, when I was trying to invite her for this event. Oh, I just saw the passion. She was saying, "Oh, no problem, don't worry, I've done this." I say, "Oh my God!" I was thinking, like, there's a song going to sing in church. I know you answer. She have answer prayer. She's really passionate about what she do, and I would allow her. I know I've not done just its introduction to tell us about herself, and before we proceed with other questions. But the reason why we're here today is to be like, I got a call from somebody. Somebody saw the email for the event and said, "Yes, has it already happened? The event about Uloma." I don't know, a strange person just got the email and said, "Yes, I'm really interested to know her story." And there's so many persons like that today that want to hear your story. They want to hear your story.
Okay.
Yes.
My brother, thank you very much. Even when you are doing introduction, I'm like, is it me you're introducing or is it another person? I have to be very sure that it's me. But thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you very much. So with this kind of introduction, I don't even know what to say, but I will try.
Please, please.
Yeah, my name is Uloma Okenyi. I'm a senior software developer. I'm currently based in the UK. Like you said, I'm a global talent recipient. I currently work with Everflow Limited. Everflow is a utility company based here in the UK. They're into water and waste. So as a senior dev, what we do is to build in new features, maintain their feature. So I am specialized in Microsoft technology. So to break it down, as a software developer, what we do is to build software. So the technology or the framework we use is ASP.NET Core, and we write C# programming language. Now, in terms of education, I studied computer science in Unizik. I have a double master's, one in computer science, UNN, and I have a master's in advanced computer science, Northumbria University here in Newcastle. So I am very passionate about creating innovative solutions, clean solutions, maintainable solutions that are very easy to use. I love what I do. And apart from my technical skills, I am the founder of Vision Bling. And what is Vision Bling? Vision Bling is actually a community that is dear to my heart, where we help young people transition to tech. So we've been doing this for like 2 to 3 years, even though we had to have a pause because I've been very, very busy, but we intend to continue very soon. But with this community, we've been able to transition a whole lot of people to tech, young people who just graduated from university, young people who are in secondary school. We do this through webinar, just like what you're doing now, through webinar, through training, through what we call VBTI Challenge, Vision Bling Tech Innovator Challenge. So yeah, this is basically me. So this is just my introduction. Yeah.
Wonderful, 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 spot on. Yeah, just know that after this one, we will see and talk more bigger things. Because you have just touched somewhere that touched me. Vision Bling, well done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
How did it start? How did the hosting start? Software development, Vision Bling, everything.
Okay, I will start with my career path. If I start telling my story about my career path, honestly, we will not live here because it's actually an interesting and a long one, but I'll try to summarize this so that we'll get to the point, what we came here to discuss about. So, right from my SS2, actually, my parents wanted me to study medicine. Right from time, I actually thought I would be a medical doctor, but life happened because in my SS2, I realized that I have passion for, if I travel back to Abuja then to visit my dad, I'm always using his system to do PowerPoints and stuff like that. So good 18, I had a sister who is like my mentor. She's also studying computer statistics in school in the uni then. So she told me about computer science, software engineering and all that, but it didn't just click then. But when I finished secondary school, I'm like, I had to ask myself what I really wanted to do. I'm like, okay, I don't know, but this whole computer science thing, I will give it a try. Knowing fully back then, I finished secondary school in 2005. Yes. So by 2006, it's been long years. I know I'm old before you drag me. Don't worry. By 2006, I went to do my pre-science. So my parents actually thought I actually applied for medicine, but when I got there, I removed the medicine. This is personal to me. Nobody knew, and put in computer science because that was actually what I wanted to study. So, good thing I passed. I got the computer science, and my mom was shocked. How computer science? Like, I don't know. This is what I will study. Nobody knew. So yeah. So if she's live in this session, I'm sure because she knew I'm coming for them. I know she will be shocked. So that was how I got into studying computer science. But getting to study computer science in school was very difficult because, like, if you study computer science in a Nigerian setting, everything, like, it's a very difficult to comprehend what we are studying. But the passion to become a software engineer clicked when I went for my IT. God bless my sister. She helped me get a good place where I did my IT in Sidmark Technology. So when I got to that place, before we go for IT, they give us our project. So when I got to Lagos, I did my IT there and I went with my project. And I told myself, if I'm able to complete my school project here, that means this career path is for me. So when I got there, the people there, they were so nice. They helped me with my project. I completed my project in school and when I did my IT, and that was how, because as of then they use .NET Visual Basic, and that was how it just started. After school, I went for NYSC, and because I was really invested in what I did during my IT, because as of 2010, 2011, 2012, when I graduated, did my NYSC, the in thing there was banking job. Tech there wasn't, yeah, talking about tech, it wasn't really a big thing then. So, but I was really passionate about this career path. So from there, I did my NYS. After my NYC, before I finished my NYC, I went back to Abuja. I started submitting my CV. Good 18, I got a job as a junior software developer in DataClick Global Technologies. From there, I worked there for 2 years. From there, I moved to another company known as Overseas. I worked there for 5 years, still Microsoft technology and a little bit of Java, PHP here and there. After that, I think my career took a very drastic shift when in 2020, when I got I got a job for a UK company, senior internet. So as like kind of a senior role, yeah. So I was able to do that. When I got to senior internet, that was when I heard of global talent for the very first time. Because
So from when you graduated from uni, 2006. Sorry, you got admission into uni,
yeah,
2006. You to when you got this senior role, that's 2020, right?
yeah.
2006, 2020. Oh wow.
So
Years.
when I started my career professionally as a software developer was in 2012 when I finished my NYSC.
Okay.
So, but I've been coding all through my university days. Like I've been building projects. I've been after my internship. Do you understand? But as of 2012, I got my first job as a junior software developer. Now, 2015, I got another role as a mid-level. But in 2020, that was when I got my actual senior role, right? So in 2020, but that was a UK company. So I was working fully remote from Nigeria. And my then boss was a global talent recipient. So that was the first time I've ever heard of what the global talent visa. So he mentioned about when he told me about it, I'm like, this is visa for special people now. It's not for people like us. So I just brushed it off. But while I was working there, I knew that if I could, attain this level of success from Nigeria, I wanted more. So I wanted to leave Nigeria. So that was how I applied for my master's from Nigeria. Relocated in 2022 and came to the UK. Good 18, a good friend of mine, which I'm sure he's in this live session, recommended me for a job. And before I came into the UK for a job as a student, so as a student, you have to work 20 hours. So I started working 20 hours at Elysian. So while working at Elysian, I did that job for 2 years. By the time I graduated, I got my endorsement, I got my global talent visa. I now switched. By September 2024, I got this role as a senior software developer in Everflow. And to be very honest, throughout my career path, I'll say that this role has been, yes, I've had other career changing role, but this role has been a role after my heart. This is actually something I've been looking for, and it took me these years to get here. Yeah. So this is my, story from inception to now.
So the year you got the global talent visa was
2024.
2024.
I've not said my story about my global talent. So this is just my career journey. So global talent is a different story.
Wow. We're coming there. Because I was just thinking, global talent visa, when you got it, the year you got it.
I got it June.
Yeah.
June. I got that email that comes in like that you receive. I received it on the 28th of June, 2024.
28th of June, 2024. Wow. Wow. So you came into the UK 2020?
No, I came into the UK 2022. I started working for a UK company in 2020. But after 2 years, I relocated from Nigeria to the UK in 2022. So I came in 2022. I got my visa, global talent visa, in 2024.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to be in the UK for 10 years, 20 years to get this global talent visa?
No.
Wow.
You don't really have to be in the UK you don't even have to be in the UK to get this visa, let's be honest. You can get from wherever location you are. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it doesn't really matter where you are, you can get the global talent visa.
Wonderful.
So far you've done the right thing and you're eligible. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so can you talk a little about the inspiration for your focus? You said that Everflow has this your dream, it's your dream job, and you're happy you're doing that job now, your that
Yeah.
profession. So what?
Now,
How
all
do you,
through my okay, like my focus, why I call this a dream job, right?
yeah, I pre-answered.
Yeah, all through my career path, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to like talk down on the other companies I've worked for, but I've been working for what you can term a one-man business,
Mm,
right? All these like companies that doesn't really have that kind of structure. They are good, they with good pay and everything, but I've really wanted to work for an organization that is properly structured, that use the latest technology.
mm,
Because you know that once a company is good, once it's big, they try to do the right thing. But
mm,
when it's small, they want to cut corners. Do you
mm,
understand? A
mm,
utility company will want to use the latest technology so that they can serve their clients very well. Because
mm,
a utility company, they're into water, they're into waste. Many people are using their solutions. They have
mm,
like more than thousands and millions of clients. So you would want to do the right thing. So I want to be involved in that kind of organization so that I can experience that recent modern technology. Because to be very honest, as a tech talent, tech evolves every year.
mm,
What we started in far back as 2006, 2010, it's not what we are using now. But some organizations are still using it. And I don't want to find myself in that kind of organization because I want to grow.
mm,
So I really wanted a company that is properly structured where I can really grow my career path. So they use the kind of tools, and it's in their teams they use what we call agile methodology.
mm.
So this gave me actually what I wanted. So that's been my focus, what I wanted. So even now I'm here, my focus now has changed. I want more.
Oh my God.
I want
Um,
more. So yeah.
well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I want to also find out about. No, we are talking about your career. We will get to the global talent
Mhm,
visa
mhm,
soon.
mhm.
So, what are pivot, pivotal moments and projects that really helped you shape your career and kind of helped in the because global talent is about your story. You've documented your story and you're just selling yourself to the UK government so that they can.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
what are the things that
The
those
yeah.
projects that made you stand out and
Okay.
yeah,
This this is a very good question. This is an interesting question. Now,
yeah.
all through my career path, I've really, really worked in several projects. But I'll just mention the defining project for me. The first defining project for me was when I was working in overseas. There's something to work for the government. If you there's this um project we worked on, stamp duty. In Nigeria, when you want to apply for CAC, you pay for stamp duty. So as of then in 2015, when I joined overseas, stamp duty was still done manually. So when you apply for CAC, you go to FIROS and pay for your stamp duty. So the company I was with then, overseas, was the one that automated the process. That with from CAC, you move to stamp duty, stamp it electronically, and go back to CAC and continue with your CAC application. So that stamp duty, if you go to stampduty.gov.ng, we were two of us that actually built that solution from start to finish, and the entire team. Do you understand? So that project stood out for me because it gave me an exposure to, you're in meeting, sitting down with people that matter, decision makers. You are thinking, see, for me, if a project is not complex, it's not complicated, I don't want to be involved in it. I want a project that would challenge me mentally. So that was a project that actually challenged me mentally. Now, because we have some integrations today, that was first time I dealt with integrating with payment platform like NIBS, Remita, you're talking with different third-party solutions, you're building services. So you're getting your hands, I call it getting your hands dirty. You're getting your hands dirty. So it boosts your confidence. There's a kind of project after working on that project, you're like, wow. When you see people using the project, like, Nami be this. So do you understand? Like, is this really me? When you see people using this project, so that's one. Another one is Flip Recharge. Flip Recharge, I worked on that project when I was here in the UK. Started working on that project sometime 2022, 2023. Now that project, they use it to buy, to pay for airtime, to buy airtime online and data. That project also challenged me. I had to do lots of integration. Doing integration with likes of MTN, Glow. You're doing integration with Money Point for payments. You're doing integration with Paystack. So all those kind of projects, it was actually an interesting one.
Wow.
Now, currently, where I'm working, the EV project. This project is like a suit. So we are rebuilding their old solution to a new one. So now, for a utility company, you're building project that the brokers will use in managing customer. You're building project that thousands of people, their customer portal. You're building just like the way the utility works here. You log into your app and you're seeing your bills, invoices, stuff like that. So it's actually an interesting one and it will challenge you mentally too. Now, there's another project I'm currently working on. All this while I've been talking, I'm not really a mobile app developer. I'm a web app developer. But the current project I'm working on is a personal project with me and some of my team members. It's a mobile app. I won't give it out until I launch it. This is also a project after my own heart. So these projects are projects that have defined me. I think this mobile app will be the first project that will launch me as maybe I'll say a founder. Yes. So,
Wow.
we'll wait for it.
So you're already a founder for Vision.
Yeah, we are coming up.
So maybe then when you talk of founder as a product, maybe technical founder kind of sort of.
Yeah, I founded a non-profit organization, which they pay me money now.
Which is the Vision Bling, right?
Which is Vision Bling now. That one is like you're doing charity work.
Okay.
So this one now, I want to as a software engineer, most times we are so down bad in helping people solve their problem. We forget about ourselves. When you realize is when you're retiring, you see that you don't have anything, you don't have any product, you've not founded anything. So one of my dreams is to found something that will be my own, or like I'm part of, that will be used by people, a certain group of people. So it's one of my dreams too. So I'm working on that, and hopefully by God's grace, I hope to achieve that too. So that's another project I'm working on. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully 2026, we are coming.
Wonderful. Before we go into what brought us here, which is the Glotale Visa, I know that you've been dwelling so much on your career.
Yeah.
Just because somebody might be listening to you and wondering, is it possible to even become like this Uloma,
Bigger than me. What do I even have?
Yeah. Software developer, and it was your career that gave you Glotale Visa. Many our audience now, they are like, many people are, I need to be like this person. So you're a big inspiration at the moment, Well, just to encourage that person, or maybe you just tell that person, or tell us what is the possibility of this, kind of it's a great achievement.
Okay, continue.
Career, but how possible is it? Is it possible for, because back in Africa, even not just in Africa, in the UK, it's challenging to transition into tech. I thank God that's what Vision Blink is doing. Now you would have heard people, their challenges and all that. Somebody is giving up on it. He has given up on it. So what do you think about, transitioning into tech or starting a tech career, generally from your own experience and your achievement as a person?
Now, there was something I said when I was talking about my career path. Honestly, at this point, I really want to tear up because, okay, fine, I'm getting emotional now. I said I started my career professionally in 2012. But before I got that dream job after my own heart, is in 2024. How many years? 12. Just calculate it.
12 years.
12 years.
Wow.
Do you know, founding Vision Bling has really exposed me to a whole lot of young people who want to transition to tech. Do you know the major problem most of us, most people who are just transitioning to tech have? Many of us are impatient. We are impatient. You think that I just transitioned into tech today, and because you see the likes of Zuckerberg, the owners of Netflix, every day they are packing money. You think transitioning into tech is one kind of Ponzi scheme. It doesn't work that way. Like, it's not realistic. You have to be patient. This thing takes time. This thing takes time for you to move from. I'm not trying to say there are some people that just start immediately and you see them, it works for them, and within the space of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they've already gotten there. But for someone like Uloma, it took me time. Even before I got my first as an international role, as it was in 2020, and I started as far back as of 2012. I've worked for some years before I got a job that actually paid me good money, that I can say, okay, I can use this money to buy a car or to buy something reasonable for myself. Do you understand? When I started, now for beginners, they pay them good money. When I started, my first salary was on 30K. I'm just saying this so that people will know. You just have to be patient. This thing takes time. And let me tell you, for any tech career path you're transitioning into, none of them, some people will meet you and say, I want the one that is easy. I'll speak it in Igbo. Actually, monkey easy. Can get more space, or can whatever go sharp. You understand? And I will tell you,
let me break it down for those of our audience that are not Igbo.
Yeah.
What she means is that you want the money quick. You want the job that will just give you sharp money, quick money, as though it's Ponzi scheme.
If I saw you in my WhatsApp chat sometimes I read it, I don't even know what to respond. I'll tell you, I don't know that one unless you want to carry gun. I don't know. I would say this thing takes time. You just have to be patient. Apart from being patient, you as a person, you have to put in the work, my brother. You have to put in the work. Okay, you've gone for a boot camp. After boot camp, and you've learned for 3 months, and you think that what you learned for 3 months can fetch you a job that can be paying you £100,000 a year. How about now? And I think social media has really spoiled things. You go to TikTok and you see somebody, and as a cybersecurity expert, you can earn £100,000 after learning for 3 months. Why are you selling lies? Why are you selling lies to people? You have to tell them the truth. You have to tell them this thing. You have to be patient. That skill, you have to acquire that skill. Another thing I want to touch upon is most of us are too infatuated with certification. People will meet you. Which certification can I write now? When I combine all this certification, my CV will explode. Certification is very good. It shows that you're proactive. But you see that skill? Certification cannot outweigh what skill will give you. And for you to get that skill to a certain level, you have to keep practicing. You have to keep building projects. No matter the tech career path, be it a project manager, product manager, UI UX, data analyst, machine learning engineer, business analyst, that skill, you just have to have it. And for you to gain that, you have to working on projects over time. Even if the job is not coming, you have to keep working on projects on your own. You can form a team of people who like minds and start working. See, my brother, there's no giving up here. My career journey took me that was at some time I'll be like, what am I even? This thing self, nothing. But there's light at the end of this. And I thank God I did not give up. Let me tell you, when I started, some people I started with, I know that some of my classmates that were bankers, that we are doing, bank then was the in thing. Some people laughed, they're like, what are you even doing? This is your Give your, because if you see the first place I worked, it says like that, you won't even know it's an IT firm. It's a shop. There's cell phone there. So the IT part of it, the is upstairs. So it's one small container office like that. So when people come there to visit me, they'll be like, here, I'm on Cynthia, you will be 2-1 student. I hear you settle. Do you understand? But I know, like, this thing, if not that I'm passionate about it. Do you understand? So you just have to be passionate about it. And another thing I want to touch upon before we move is when you're choosing a tech career path, please, in as much as passion is important, but now so many career paths are oversaturated. Before you passion come to play, please look for those career paths that are not saturated, so that at least even after the whole suffering, boot camp, learning, there's, how will I put it? You can actually, there's opportunity for you to get a job. And that is why, as a programmer, I'm not trying to shade anybody, but I don't do scripting language. If it's not object-oriented programming language, I don't want to do it. Like I said, I want to do the hard stuff. That's why I'm invested into Microsoft technologies, because most of the organizations are using it. It's not that, like, it's easy. C#, people will choose languages like Node, that is JavaScript, React, over what I do, because that one is easier to learn. But this one is a bit complex. If I wasn't writing C# program language, I'll be doing Java or any other more difficult one. Even when I was looking for a job here, I called my friend and said, please, apart from all these ones you're doing, which other difficult programming language that I know that I won't have competition with, I want to go and learn? Someone told me Rust. I said, Rust, okay, if I look for a job for 2 months, I don't get, I'll go and learn Rust. Why? Because I don't want where the competition is too much. I just want, okay, many people are not here because it's hard. Okay, I want that hard one. Let me go and excel there. If people should be doing the easy ones, I'm not interested in the easy ones. So tell people, look for those ones that are complex. People are into data science. I know you are into the data part, but all of them, everybody wants to do Tableau. Everybody wants to do a Power BI. Imago, you analyze data, do all those things, and do marketing dashboard. That thing, you can learn it in 2 days now. What happens to machine learning? What happens to learning how to build complex AI? Now that AI is the end thing, learn how to build all those complex models. Learn how to build agents. Do something that when you present your CV, the employer will be like, hi, this person, I want to hire you. So stop going for that easy ones. Go for the complex ones. You will get you will get that thing you're looking for.
Wonderful. And obviously it's going to make the person a global talent.
Yes, it's going to make you a global talent, because you're not doing it. You're not. I tell people I don't do basic. I don't want to do basic. I want to do hard things. Just give me complex things. Let me do.
Wonderful. Now tell us how you got the global talent visa. Just walk us through your experience from start to finish.
So, like I said, I heard of the global talent visa while I was in Nigeria.
Yes.
And my then boss was a global talent recipient. He was among the first set of people that received that endorsement. That time it was not endorsed by Tech Nation, it was being endorsed by Tech City. So then it was still new, and it was not really, complicated then. So he told me about it. I told him, so it's for people like you now, all these founders, big people, it's not for people like me. So I just brushed it off. I did not even think, I'm like, And that is another problem I had, imposter syndrome. You're really written yourself off. So when I came here with master, like Trivia Master, that my friend I said that recommended me for a job actually told me about it. He sent me some links on YouTube. You should know him, Isaac. I watched his video, and some other people, I watched their videos on YouTube. After watching Isaac, I went back to him and told him, did you hear what this guy said he did to get this global talent? What have I even done? Not really done much. Do you understand? So I said, I just wrote it off. It's not for me. But something happened. While I was working for my then boss, I realized I wasn't happy. I told you how I really wanted to do, be involved in a company after a company I love what they are doing. Then as of then, we were using old technologies and all that. I wasn't really happy. And I asked myself, even if this man give me COS now and say, let him sponsor me for 5 years, are you happy? Will you be happy here for 5 years? The answer was no. So, and being in a country like UK, and the opportunities are there is for you to grab it. Now I'm no longer in Nigeria where I'm always complaining. I'm in UK where there is bread and honey. You can grab it. So it now depends on me to tell myself the truth and work towards achieving it. So one day I was on Twitter because I tweet a lot. I was on Twitter space. There's this people, I was talking about global talent on that Twitter space, and they said that they will organize a webinar and Isaac will be a facilitator in that webinar. So I joined their WhatsApp group, attended the webinar. So in that webinar, that was where I made up my mind that I'm going to go for this, because Isaac says, even when I met Isaac in that event in London, I told him, thank you. Because after listening to that webinar, he said something. Even if you really want this visa and you don't have it now, do you know that you can build something within the space of 1 year, 2 years? And after that time, you can come back to this. And are we still live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay. And after that 2 years, you can come back to this and you can apply. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I will go for it. That's fine. So what did I do? After listening to that, I'm like, okay, that was in 2022, mid 2022. I'm like, okay, when is my visa expiring? In 2024. So I still have 2 years. So I'm like, I've not even read this thing. I've not even tried to understand what it is. I've already written myself off. And then my friend sent me sample evidence that his friend that got it, I think in 2021. So I now brought that evidence out and now looked at it. I'm like, some of these things, I think I have it, or I have them, but at least I've worked for product-led company before. I've done this in the past, but I have not documented it. So from now, people have invited me for these events and that I've turned it down. So from now, I'll be very, very intentional. So in these next 2 years is about, for me to plan very well, so that in these 2 years, I will gather everything I need. Once I graduate to do my convocation, I will submit my endorsement, and it's either they tell me yes or no. If they tell me no, at least I still have post-study now. Shebi, I will post-study and apply, and I will, after, even if they reject me, I will still apply again. So that was it. That was the game changer for me. So after writing now, I went to their website, that place where they wrote examples of evidences. I looked at the mandatory criteria. So if you're listening to me for Global Talent Visa, you have to submit 10 pieces of evidence. Now, these 10 pieces of evidence, they have mandatory criteria, you have optional criteria, but for each of these criteria, you have to submit at least 2. But at the end of the day, it must not be more than 10 pieces of evidence. So at least, even though they said at least 2, that means you can submit 6, right? But I really wanted to submit 10. So I brought out the mandatory criteria. I started writing down the things I have and the things I don't have, and started planning how I can achieve them. Now, listen, most of the YouTube chat videos I've watched, for every of them I watched, most people say, I already have this thing in stock. What I do is just to go to my repository and bring it out. And I'm like, I really don't have much, and what I have there will not be enough. So that means I have to work towards getting it. And with global talent, you have to show track record, impact. You have to show track record. Track record is very, very important. That you've been doing this thing for a very long time. And I said, okay, at least 2022 and some of the ones I have in 2021 is not bad now. I can continue. So I wrote down the things I want for my mandatory criteria. But where I got confused was in the OC. I knew that I'm not going to do optional criteria 1 because I don't know how I'm going to get it. So I now said it's between OC2, OC3, and OC4. I now said, okay, I'm going to gather everything for those 3. When I'm about to submit, I will pick the ones I want. So remember, I was just still doing my master's then. And for OC4, you have to have distinction. So I said, I must have distinction in my master's. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but distinction is a must. I must get it. So this is the criteria for me. I must publish a peer review journal. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. Is a must. So I now said, okay. I now looked at the mandate, the OC2. OC2 wasn't really that hard for me because I've worked for 2 product-led companies, but I really want to make it up to 3. Do you understand? So I'm like, okay, I have to find a way to figure out how to make up that product like coming and make it, because I want to use one for my mandatory, use two for OC2. So I'm like, okay, I just wrote everything I wanted down. My OC3, mentoring, thought leadership article, and everything. I just wrote everything down. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I have to start working towards achieving this. So as part of my mandatory criteria, I know that before I came to Nigeria, I used to go to, for someone that worked in Southeast, I knew that tech was not really dominant in Southeast of Nigeria compared to the Southwest. Do you understand? So, basically, again, so sometimes we used to go there and do volunteer job and talk to secondary schools and do all those things. So I already have that experience. So I had to bring that experience online through Vision Bling. And I'm very happy, very glad I did that, because that exposed me to a whole lot of things. Because if you know me before, if it was 2 years back, you met me and told me, Loma, you want me to come online and speak on, I won't even answer you, because I'm a very private person. But I understand that privacy doesn't help you to put you in a global scale. If you have something, come out today and put it out there. So that was it. I started packing up my evidence. I started Vision Bling. I did webinars. I ran webinars back to back, helping people, did trainings, did innovator challenges. So that's that. So that, as I was doing this, at this point, I was very intentional about documenting everything I've done. Now, for thought leadership article, at the point I was confused. Now, there's one mistake. I don't know how to put that is a mistake, but there's one thing I've noticed that is actually very crucial. I'll say is a critical element in when you're applying for global talent. And it was someone that told me, a friend of mine I wanted to recommend me, then told me about it. You have to have what we call a niche. As a software developer, you're not coming there to just apply because my brother, this visa, not be you are not the only tech talent in the whole world. Like, there are a lot of people applying for it. So you have to show why you are special. So now you have to have a niche. So this niche, you have to have a particular industry or a particular niche in that your career path where you're actually contributing towards. So now I was very intentional that all my thought leadership article, I was contributing towards a particular niche. And what was that niche? I'm not just a software developer who builds software. I'm a software developer who is very passionate about software architecture, designs for building software under Microsoft technology. So I started contributing towards Microsoft technology, but in design patterns and architecture. So that was what I did. So if you go to Medium, all my articles on Medium has to do with design patterns for building ASP.NET Core application. I talked about microservices, and I also learned, like, while I was doing my master's. So that was even why I'm happy I did my master's and I applied for this. So while doing my master's in advanced technology and computer science, I learned a lot in school. So some of the things I learned in school, I also put it, as I was learning in school, each time we go for have lectures, they will teach us something. I will go and do an article on it on Medium and publish and share to people. So I was very intentional. So in school, they taught us that one design pattern, they taught about repository pattern, you need to work. I documented it, wrote it in my Medium. Medium, they don't really use. Medium doesn't sell for technicians, as in if you're applying for endorsement. But I used it because I had a reason. I wanted to write article where I can also show codes. So for each of my articles, I was writing. For each of these articles, I would show you how to build a solution. I'll write the code and everything about it and publish on Medium. I'll share it on all my social media, on my network. I was sharing it. And one good thing is, the more people keep reading your article, the more it gets visibility. So those articles started doing well on their own. Not even me pushing so much. And people were commenting. So people reached out to me. Oh, we saw your article on Medium, this, that, that. In fact, there was even a job I got an interview for because of one of my article on Medium. I wrote an article about CQRS pattern, and they invited me for interview. I submitted my interview. I'm like, I didn't get the job, but they told me, we saw your article and this is the exact design pattern we use for our job. Come, we will interview you. Do you understand? So apart from the entire global talent stuff, this actually exposed me, like career-wise, I learned a lot from it. So apart from the articles, I started doing open source. I started building things I wouldn't have done on a normal day. I started building open source projects. On my own, I will call my friends, please, my fellow developers, let's build open source. After building that open source project, I will share it to boot camps in Nigeria. I'll be like, I've built this open source project. People should use it. People can use it. I'll tell them what it's all about. They will use it. I also got visibility from there. So I was so intentional about several things. So now, if you invite me for any mentoring, I won't even blink twice. I will attend. So from my LinkedIn, you know, I started getting referrals. People recommend me from what I was sharing. You know, putting yourself out there is actually good. From some of those things I was sharing online, some people started reaching out to me on LinkedIn. Please, can you come and help us with this? Can you do this mentoring for us? I was like, okay. So I was getting those gigs, you know, and I was documenting all of them. So at the end of the entire whole thing, I was able to. So and there's another thing I did during when I was gathering my evidence. There's this forum I usually visit. I don't know if you know that forum. You should know it. Where people share their evidences and the reason why they are being rejected. So I visit that forum a lot to read people's rejection reasons. Because I believe that if I read your rejection reason, I will know the reason why you are being rejected, and I will not make that mistake. I read so many people's rejection reason. It was a lot. So if I go to that, you know, I'll be reading, you know, trying to find out the right reason. I was just trying to find out everything, what I can do, other mistakes people did that I will not make. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And apart from that, another thing I did, I told you, another crazy thing, I did that was marvelous. I told you I already worked for 2 product led. I didn't have the third one. So I started applying for volunteer jobs in good product led. Well, at a point, volunteer job that will not pay me so that I can just contribute to them for like a year while doing my master's and still working. But it was crazy. Like at a point, I was overwhelmed. Now, what I did, there was a friend of mine that reached out to me. He's a business guy, founder of Flip Recharge. He reached out to me initially before about that Flip Recharge, but I told him I was so busy. And I reached back to him and told him, have you gotten somebody to help you set up this? So he said, no, that I might game. I told him, yes, I'm game. That was in 2022. He told me, okay, you help me set up our IT team and everything. I helped him, hired developers and everything. We started working. Within 4 to 5 months, the only thing I asked him was, if we complete this project before the beginning of 2023, are you sure that within 1 year that we'll have good client base? He told me, oh, Loma, finish the project, leave the rest to me. And by the time we finished the solution, he went into the market. Within 1 year, that product was very successful. In fact, I used that product as part of my mandatory criteria because of the success it attained within 1 year. So it's like the guy promised me. So I was so intentional about the things I don't have. I must get it within these 2 years. And it worked for me. In fact, after I finished gathering my evidence, I documented my evidence. I hear some people say, I cannot document evidence within 3 weeks, but I'm not really, I know where I have my strengths. I know where I have my lapses. When we come to challenges, there's something I will tell you. I had a very big challenge that affected my entire whole journey, but I won't talk about it now. I didn't want to talk about it, but I'll talk about it if you ask me. That challenge really affected, drew me back. But at the end of the day, I was able to document. I started documenting my evidence because I already have the evidence, but I've not put it together. So everything was there. So from April, I started writing it down because when it comes to writing, I'm not really very good with writing. So I said document, but I really wanted to tell my story myself. I documented April, May. It took me time to documenting that thing is not easy because you have to put everything, you have to tell a very nice story. Documented for almost 3 months. submitted my application 22nd of June. I got my endorsement 28th of June. 5 days, I got my feedback, and I was.
So wow. That was powerful, though. Wonderful story. Wonderful story. So now, maybe you will just tell us the challenges, because now you have you have made people's ears start itching them. That thing you said. So what was that thing? Yes.
Now, my greatest challenge was like I told you, I've
Yeah.
already had my story, had my niche and everything, but
Hmm.
documenting it was actually because, I don't see myself as a very fantastic writer. So I
Hmm.
really needed somebody to help me put my pieces of evidence
Together.
together.
Hmm.
It's similar to what you do. So somebody recommended somebody for me,
Hmm.
and we spoke, and I did the needful, and we started.
Wow.
But when we started, I realized that this guy is not telling this story the way I want it.
Hmm.
Because I tell people, even if you have somebody that is assisting you to document your evidence,
Hmm.
make sure that you as a person, you know everything about that, about what you want to do, so that it will just be that the person is just writing your story for you. Don't allow that person to sway you left or right. So that guy, he's a digital marketer. So he doesn't really understand the technical aspect of the things I've done. So he was trying to tell me to tell this story this way, and I didn't want it. So it was a tug of war. We were going back and forth,
Wow.
back and forth. The articles have spent, you know, I've spent time writing. He's telling me, oh, look at the one I did for this person. Look at the one I did for this person. It's not supposed to be like this. This is not a thought leadership article. This is not, he was criticizing everything. And there are some of my evidence. He told me you can only use recommendation letter for it. This evidence, I'm like, okay, we did this for almost 1 month. And now remember that now I told you I really wanted to publish a peer review journal. I've already started working with my supervisor on how to publish that. He talked me out of the whole using OC4 and told me that everybody he knows I've used it have failed,
Hmm.
had not get it. That was what he told me. He also told me that he told me a whole lot of, and at this period, you're looking, your visa is running out. You are confused. I was confused. The guy messed me up. Like, I was so confused. So before we knew it, 1 month, 2 months, like I'm like, okay, that was how I've already started writing this peer review journal with my other fellow students. And at a point, I gave up on that one. So as of that time, I'm sure that OC4 would not work again, because I was supposed to use the summer break, write that journal, publish it before I start doing my dissertation. And I couldn't do all those things because of this whole back and forth. At a point, I'm like, this guy will confuse me. I won't do this thing the way I want to do it. I just told him, okay, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do it again. Can I get a refund? Good meeting. He gave me some back, and that was it. I went back to the drawing table. I'm like, okay, this is one of my greatest, this is what a setback. This is one of my major setback. I'm like, okay, I won't let this, OC4 is no longer possible because I've not done the things I'm supposed to do about it. Let me just focus on the other remaining ones and get it done. Even though I got away with a distinction, but I talked about it in my personal statement, but I didn't still present that as an evidence. So that was one major setback I had. So I told you, I'm not very good with documenting, but I had to. That was why I said, you see this, Shady, I did my master's in Northumbria University. I wrote my dissertation for myself. I've been writing assessment myself, and I've been acing it. So why can't I write? What is there?
Oh my God.
What is there? Let me sit down and I will write and submit. I'll get a very good grade for this. So is it document this one that will now kill me?
And you're even writing on Medium, writing on this.
Yes, and I'm even writing on Medium. See, this like I always say, believe in yourself or don't doubt yourself. Do you understand? And the things I've even written on Medium, you're criticizing them and telling me these things I know that that really made impact, and you're telling me it's nothing, you're watering down all my effort, and you're telling me I need to get recommendation from people I don't even know who they are. Like, I'm like, okay, no, okay, let's leave it there. So I went back to the drawing board, did my thing, and the rest they say is history.
That's history. Beautiful story with a nice and interesting history as well.
It was really stressful, yeah, but
Wow.
I'm happy we are here now.
Wow. You know, this thing about challenge, you know, there are so many bright tech talents in Africa and all over the world, but it's not only you that is facing faced that setback or is facing this setback. Somebody is listening to me, and that's exactly the reason why the person, even though the job the person is doing remotely,
Yes,
maybe from Africa or from any
yeah,
part of the world, and in tech, the person is not really satisfied, you know, in that job, you know, position. But because the person does not know that global talent visa can give him that freedom. One, the person knows that global talent visa can give he or she that freedom, but
yeah.
the fear of that process, documentation, is the reason why they have not gotten the visa. That's
You
all you're
know,
saying is
I tell people you just have to look at your fears and face it. If you want something,
yes.
you have to go for it. Some of my friends tell me, Loma, you have a problem. I ask them, what's my problem? They say you push people too much. You think because you work hard and get this thing, it's easy for other people. I'm like, if someone like myself, because if you meet me on a normal day, you know I'm a software developer. I play a lot. I have coconut head. I'm an unserious person. If you go to my TikTok, you will see me doing clock it up and down. You will know that
Yeah, like those people that when we were in school those days, they will say, don't follow her, she will still confess.
you won't even know that this person can sit down in front of computer and
She
do
used to
something
read,
productive
she used to
because
read in her dream.
I'm very playful. I tell people, forget about all those things. Oh, you have to know what you're really doing. You have to be very focused. And in all honesty, I believe that hard work pay. I work very hard. I can't even like when I was doing this thing. When I was doing my documentation. I knew, you know your weakness and you try to overcome it. So I sleep like 2 to 3 hours a day. Others I'm awake writing this, like, because, and I think maybe what helped me, because I knew that documenting is actually my weakness. I tried a lot. I did not use Microsoft Word in doing my documentation. I used Canva. So because I felt that Canva will help me, because with Microsoft Word, you have to, I can, put my images, decorate it, make it look, garnish it very well, and make it very nice. So that process is very hard. It's not easy sitting down to write that thing. And that is why I wanted somebody to help me. But if you cannot tell my story the way I want it, let me just quickly sit down and tell my story myself.
Oh,
Yes.
and now we are here listening to your story as a glory. Wow, wonderful. And this thing also applies in business. So
Yeah.
many founders are not are not featured because they are afraid of that fear of let me just be coding, please. So many great products are not out there because somebody does not want to, just like the documentation fear, entrepreneurship fear too. And that's why many products are not born. But this person can build it though. Fear.
Let me tell you, there was something I skipped when I was telling you when I did my when I was like my software developer career path. After working for my first job as a senior dev, I resigned. Like my first job, I did it 2 years. The man refused to increase my salary. Like, what is there in running a software IT firm? I can do it. I went to go and resign, my brother. And now started saying, and now I will write proposal. I'll be going to different, because I built one Bangale product that I deployed in one secondary school that they use in printing their school fees receipt. So I'll now write proposal on that product, and now start going to different secondary schools and was submitting. I was out of job for 5 months. But good thing was that even during that out of job, I wasn't hungry, because that product I built, I deployed for that school. They paid me money, good money as of 2014. You understand? They paid me more. They paid me. That was the money that sustained me. During that period, I got another contract to do the website for one ministry like that. I did it. They still paid me the money that still sustained me. Not until I'm like, okay, I can't keep living like this. I really need to. And another thing that discouraged me was like, I still need to build myself technical wise. I'm not there yet. Now, if I ever say if I want to resign from my job to build my own company, I've gathered I can do it now because I have that experience. So some people is the fear of the unknown. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't even blame anybody. So it's better for us to be just working in one company and just be doing side hustle from there. It's not easy. It's fear of the unknown.
Yeah, but those are the big, it's the big fishes. Entrepreneurship and this global television, things like this, they give lasting peace of mind.
Yeah.
You understand and all that, but getting it does not come easy.
It's not easy. Yeah.
Put the hard work, you lose.
You have to put in the work, yeah.
All right. We are getting some questions, and we need to allow our audience we need to answer their questions. So before we answer their questions, I think one last thing from you is your current goals, life after UTV. You're already living the life.
I'm not living any life, my brother. Which life am I living? Don't even go there, please. Let my help, and maybe my helper is in this life now. You don't want to let the help. Please, so I'm not living any life. I need help.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
I said I would really want to, for my Vision Bling, I want to do the tech part of it. Like I started, if you go now, you have created a website for Vision Bling Tech where I want to be providing IT solutions for, I've started already, even though it's difficult combining it. Well, at least I have some clients now that I work for. I provide IT solutions for them. If they need a website, if they need to automate their solutions, I can help them do that. If they need some other digital process, like maybe set up Google profile, set up maybe their YouTube and stuff like that. All those that will help them in doing digital marketing. I do stuff like that for them too. So I just started that one 2 to 3 months ago, and it's not been easy. Honestly, it's hard. So that's one. I don't really know how far I will go with that because, to be honest, my dream, like one of my biggest dream, is to have my own product out in the market, and that is my long-term goal. There's a product I'm currently working on. I've told you before, and it's a mobile app. It's for kids, and I won't give out. This is a very sweet idea. I've been doing that. I told you that my sister is a software engineer to my mentor, and my younger brother is a software engineer. So we have 3 software engineers in my family.
Yo.
So the 3 of us.
Ishi.
Yeah.
Ishi computer.
So the 3 of us are, my family where you have 3 software engineers and we don't have our own products. It doesn't make sense now.
Somehow.
We've been working for people, so we feel that it's time to, innovate something and put it out there. So that is I really want to be for this life I'm living. I really want to find something that, apart from the financial aspect of it, maybe making money out of it, that that you've created this. Software development is about solving problems. You've identified this problem, you solved it, and people are actually benefiting from it. Even apart from the whole, okay, you're making money out of it, when you sit down and like, oh, people are actually benefiting from this, people are actually using this, it's actually adding to people's value.
Global relevance.
Yeah. So that relevance alone, I really want to have it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have a lot, though. You have a lot. Just that time, right? And maybe we'll have to do part 2. Season 2. We are coming back. You have a lot. So I want to ask the question. What specific form of evidence have you seen made the biggest difference in your application for the global
From
talent
a, what
endorsement?
specific form of, from your experience, what specific form of evidence have you seen make the global talent
Yes,
different,
yes.
especially for applicants from
Only from
emerging markets? Okay, from your experience, what specific forms of evidence have you seen? Let me tell you. Okay, you might give me my daughter just opened this door, but I need to close this door.
that's
So
fine. Yes,
she's,
that's the global talent as well. The
I'm coming, please.
the junior global talent. So she'll be with us shortly. Just she needs to.
Okay, I am here. I'm back. Yeah. So now, see, I tell people there is no an evidence makes it good or bad
Mm,
depending on how you present it.
mm,
I've reviewed people's, you can say, I let me use Netflix for an example. I worked for Netflix, when I was there, I built in this feature and that feature,
mm,
and I was a good software developer there, and the people there, they liked me.
mm,
Have you told any story? No. Have you made any impact? So, and evidence is good, like, and evidence is good when you tell a good story about that evidence. Now, I tell people when you want to write your evidence, you think of something. Think of how I started. You know that thing they put on social media, how I started and versus how it's going on now. Think of
mm,
it.
mm,
Before you join this organization, they didn't have XYZ, right?
mm,
Good.
mm,
And when you join them, you join, they presented this product to you. You built A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, what did it do? Oh, feature A gave us 10,000 users.
mm,
Feature B, because we got 10,000 users, it made $10 billion for us.
mm,
So you have to, I don't know how to speak. So every evidence is good. So far, you've already defined the impact of that evidence. You
mm,
have to showcase that impact. If
mm,
it is, for instance, let me say, an open source contribution that you've made. How many people use that open source? You have to tell us.
mm,
Global, if you're writing an evidence, you see statistics is very, very important.
mm,
These people, they like numbers. You have to
mm,
tell them. Do you understand? So
mm,
if you are organizing webinars, how many people attended that webinar? Because they don't want a situation, because that impacts. I'm a software engineer, you're a software engineer. Ooh, the difference between both of us is that I've made an impact, you've not made an impact, or you've made an impact, I've not made an impact. So that impact, you have to spell it out.
mm,
You have to blow that trumpet. And evidence is also good if for a product you've worked for is successful, right? You cannot say you are, how will I put it? You cannot say you are a global talent if the product you've worked for is not successful.
mm.
Imagine after building Flip Recharge, nobody is using it. I'm coming to tell the UK people, give me global talent visa, but I build a product nobody is using.
Mm.
Do you understand? So
Doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. You have to tell that story. So there's no any evidence you pick. I can't pinpoint, oh, this one is good or this one is that good. It depends on how rich you make that evidence.
Evidence to be.
Have to tell the story about that evidence very well. First, you introduce the evidence, talk about it, talk
Mm,
about how successful it is, because for every evidence you're showing them, you have to show them that this evidence is not based, it's not children, it's not child's play. It's
mm,
successful. Talk about how successful it is, how it has impacted people. You cannot say this is now my contribution to this particular evidence that also made it successful. Now, another person that worked there can also say, yes, so Uloma worked here via recommendation letter, and she really, do you understand,
mm,
made this impact.
mm,
Remember, another thing I just want to say, for each evidence is 3 pages, 3 A4 paper. The first one can be the introduction about the evidence, like for me, I'll just describe one of my own. One, maybe the first page, the half first page is introduction and everything about that product. Because I like my impact. I don't like joking with my impact. I like selling my impact. I like, for each of my evidence, I sold my impact very well. So my impact might even cover up like half of the first page and the second page. Then the last page, I'll put the reference letter. And for each of my, I like adding recommendation letter to it to show that this is a backup that I really, in fact, apart from the 3 main recommendation letters, out of my 10 pieces of evidence, I had 7 reference letters. I got 7 reference letters for each of my, to back it up, to show that this thing I said I did, I actually did it. And these people can actually testify for this. Oh, yeah.
Wow, spot on. Wow. I believe your question has been answered. School by Market Hub. I don't know. Another question is from Aziz. Can a 7 months documented work experience in software development alongside open source projects qualify for exceptional promise? We have the 2 categories.
Exceptional promise and talent.
Yeah.
Now, it's just that this thing, people are writing questions, they cannot speak, because sometimes when I see questions like this, I like to answer the question by asking you more questions.
Yeah.
Now, my question here is, how, I don't know how to put this question without coming out, without being rude. Now, 7 months worth of work. Now, remember that for Global Talent Visa, for each of them, whether promise or talent, you are supposed to show them a work that you've done for 5 years, within that space of 5 years. And you want to sell to them that you are an exceptional talent, whether promise or, none of them is even easy, whether promise or talent. You want to sell them that you are an emerging talent or you are also already a leader. Now, I want to ask yourself, no, now, my question here is it that you documented this evidence for just 7 months? Like maybe evidence of 5 months, you documented it for 7 months only? Or is it just 7 months worth of work experience? If it is just 7 months worth of work experience, I think my answer here is no, because I don't really know what you've done for 7 months that will qualify you for a global talent. Because remember, these people are not daft. They look at track record. And now, track record should measure at least 3 years back.
2 years back, yeah.
If you're submitting in 2024, you should have work at least from 2021 to 2024. Done, or at least from 2022 to 2024. You cannot just wake up in 2024 or 2025 to submit and just give them only work you've done for 2025. My brother, you don't have a track record. Track record is that you've been doing it for a very long time. Because even when that I will not, like, some of my evidence had 2024 in it. For instance, Conrad Challenge, that I was one of their assessors, right? I submitted it, but as part of my track record, I've already done judging for people in 2023. VBTI Challenge, which is also a Tech Innovator Challenge, similar to what Conrad Challenge does, was done in 2022. So I already have a track record that I've done this thing for like 2 to 3 years, like 2 years before I submit this. So that track record is very, very important. So I don't know if I've answered your question.
Even the recommendation letter writer must have had like detailed knowledge of the person.
Exactly.
12 months or more.
One of the challenges I had was even with that recommendation letter, because my boss then in overseas that I gave the better part of my career for 4 years, because of the why I left, didn't write, like, and that is why it's always good to maintain good relationship with people. I reached out to him, he referred me to another person, which I didn't want. So, but at the end of the day, that recommendation letter, because the recommendation letter should be from somebody that knows you, that knows your work, at least for a year. This rule changes every day.
Yes.
So, I honestly don't think 7 months is enough.
7 months is not enough. So the rule says 12 months and or more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question is coming up. Is there opportunity for a visually impaired AI enthusiast? And I believe the person is talking about a project management hobbyist.
What is hobbies? When you mean visually impaired, I'm sorry, is the person blind or sorry? I
Yeah.
don't understand. A visually impaired AI A2. Okay. I get what you're saying. Sorry, please. I didn't. You're working on a project for a visually impaired AI. Yes, now because even if you go to their website, the roles that can apply, we have technical and non-tech, like they have technical and the business part. And the people are under AI. I think artificial intelligence is there too. So
Yeah.
yes, there's opportunity for people there too. Even CTOs, marketers, all those like that. They have the non-technical. They have for the technical. I really don't know much about the non-technical. I've not really delved into that. But for the
Mm.
technical, I know that AI. There's opportunity for people who are into AI. Yeah.
Yeah, many questions are coming, but because of our time, we'll just take this last one. Maybe
Okay.
when she comes again. I know many of our audience have questions, but they don't have much time. And you are doing serious justice to this question. Let's just take this last one. If someone like me has only 30 days to significantly strengthen their GTV profile, what would you advise them to focus on?
Only 30 days. Ah, I don't know.
Well,
Miracle, no the tire Jesus.
unless maybe the person is trying strengthen.
Okay, strengthen.
Maybe that's what the person
That
actually
means you already have your evidences
evidences.
already. Do you understand? So what I will advise you, if you want to strengthen your evidence, you have to, number one, I ask people, in as much as it's always good to get advice from people.
Mm,
So one, if you can give somebody to review for you,
mm,
please do, because there might be might be some things to think that is correct that you've done. Can
mm,
please give it to somebody who has already gotten it, who has experience, also have a good overview of it, to look at it. The person might have 1 or 2 points to make. Do you
mm,
understand? And to be like to advise to give and to make sure that what you're submitting is actually good. You can meet Miracle. That is what he does for that is
right.
his area of specialization. So you can meet him to help you look at your evidence to be sure if it is good, if
Mm,
it is strong enough to submit. Another thing I can advise you to do is to go back to what
mm,
you've done.
mm,
Compare it with the example of evidences there.
mm,
Just look at it again.
mm,
Ask yourself,
mm.
because even after writing my evidence, I did not add all the pieces of evidence I had. Though. And I said, if I submit this thing and they say they will not give me, that one is I don't know if they want my life again. Me, to be fair, if there's some evidence I say, I'll be like, okay, since there's nothing else you have to add to it again, let's try. And sometimes when they go, they reject them. Be
Mm,
like, do you understand? So,
mm,
like you can judge yourself when
mm,
if you look at an evidence, people have corrected it, people have looked at it.
mm.
What can I do to strengthen it? Like I said, make sure that you are telling your story very well.
Very
Make
well.
sure that it is properly detailed.
Mm,
Make sure that this evidence, please, it is not only write up. Like if you have pictures,
mm, mm,
put. You see, when it comes to visual evidence, it's very important.
mm,
You have screenshots that shows those numbers put. Another thing you can, like for instance, I'll just give you a few examples. For instance, if you've written a thought leadership article, make sure that the number of views, people that viewed that article that you
mm,
have there. Make sure the number of people maybe that liked that article is there. If
mm,
you have a dashboard, because in Medium,
mm,
they present a dashboard. So what I did, I took the screenshots of my dashboard for the past 1 year and everything, all the views, I put
mm.
it as part of my evidence. It will make your evidence quite strong,
Strong.
right? Another one is for open source. Still in, I'm just giving you examples. If you're doing open source contributions, they
Mm,
like your open source contributions, put numbers there, people that have viewed these open source contributions, statistics over the months, over the years, it will strengthen your application. Like I said, statistics is very, very important.
mm,
Community engagement. For instance, if you've organized webinars like this, how many people attended that webinar? Is it on YouTube? Do you understand? Do you have pictures? If you've done public engagement, what are the kind of people, and I want to put it out there. I think there's this what's it called? Misconception that if you don't do public speaking, you will not get it. Not do public speaking like that, too. But I did mentoring very well. Now, because if you don't public engagement, who are the people that sponsored it? Is it just the one you went to organize in your backyard? If it's that one, it will not work. It must be organized by recognized bodies, people like Microsoft, people like Google. Even if it is not like all these dev fairs, tech fairs that they do in Lagos, all these big data that have good sponsors, that will make your evidence strong. If it is the one that you organize, you, your brother, and your sister, just do, it will not fly. So those are the kind of things you have to look at that can, strengthen your evidence. Your evidence should show clear that you've made global impact. It's very important.
And because they go and check those things, they check these things too, so it's not something you can even lie about.
Another thing I want to say again, I forgot to say, please don't lie.
Don't lie.
These people, they are smarter than you. Forget it.
Do
you understand? So another thing to strengthen this one you have, if there are some small funny lies that you've added, please go and remove it. Because I even saw now that, initially we submit to Tech Nation, but now we submit via home office. And they've already written it that if they find out anything fishy about your evidence, they will report you to home office. So you wouldn't want that. So it's better they reject you for what you have than you put in what you don't have, and they will ban you from applying.
Which is terrible. And with God, all things are possible.
With God, all things are possible. I pray though. I pray. So Kabash. You're Christian Kabash. Whatever you believe in, Kabash, pray.
That's very good. Well done. I think we'll have to wrap up now, but they will want to know you. She has already told you about us, that this is what we do for professionals and aspiring global talent seekers.
Yes.
We coach and help people get the visa and guide them on how to get the visa. So it's going to be on our channel. If you have questions about, am I eligible for it? You see a link on the channel, and you want to connect with this great seasoned. I call her seasoned. Hi, so you will do well as a founder. To be very honest, because you can sell a good season. And that's what are you looking for?
I need to go for some coaching too. Because honestly, this thing is not easy. You people that I look up to people like you too. Also, like, these guys are doing well. These guys are there. I will come for training.
So you can reach out to Uloma, more questions, personal questions on her LinkedIn at Uloma Cynthia Okenyi. Okay, did I pronounce it?
Okenyi. Yes.
Okenyi.
Yes.
British have changed me. UK. Okay. So it's displayed on the screen. Yes, you can connect with her. And I think we'll call it a day for today. It was lovely to have you around. We're so honored. Though we're going to. I didn't send the shawarma. We'll send it. We'll try the shawarma. You understand? Because you've made our day so much to learn. Thank you so much, Uloma. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Miracle, for having me. I genuinely appreciate this.
They have to subscribe to get the version 2 when you are coming back for part 2. So subscribe if you love it.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe to get version 2.
All right, so we see you again. Global Talent Series. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Next episode.